Oi. Welcome, everybody. We're going to read a book called The Hidden Messages in Water. If you want to read with us, you're welcome to raise your hand and let us know in the comment section. And that you want to read with us. Now we're in the chapter 2. The first, the introduction and the chapter 1. Can you do a summary for us?
A summary?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what the introduction or what was the prologue?
The prologue
was about the struggle and the journey that the doctor Masuro Emoto had with taking photographs of the water, the discovery of the meaning of taking the photographs of the water, connecting it to how when he was younger being told that no two snowflakes are alike. So he went on this journey to see if he could take pictures of them, and then started to do experiments with them being certain words being said to them, certain words being presented to them, and finally getting the support to be able to capture that, because it was difficult after he captured it to get it published in Japan. The publishing system is very hard to get your books published, especially if there are things that are not of the status quo in terms of the medical field that's already established. The academic side of things is very difficult. And so when he finally was able to publish the book, it was only spread by word of mouth. And that was what started him on this journey, where he started getting invited to do talks all over the world, Switzerland, America, different places. And then he started to be able to publish more about this. And that's how we ended up getting this, the Hidden Messages of Water book to us. Because again, our bodies are over 70% water, and as we age, that number decreases. When you're born as a baby, well, even as a fetus, it's like over 90% water, 99% water, and then it goes down. Baby 90%. When you're getting older, 80%. Middle age, it's 70%, and then when you're in older age, it can be anywhere from less than 50%. And so it's just his discovery of which is our discovery as human beings, how important water is, how important the intention behind the words is, because the same meaning definition for different words was being used to have it impact the water, and the crystal formation was the same when the intention was the same. So the words have different pronunciations from different cultures, different languages, but it all ended up having the same intention, which then produced the same crystal. And so what we're reading is to now go forward in this discovery and the impact that it has on all of us, and what we can do to change our lives. I hope that was a good summary. Okay. Awesome. So let's continue. So that was the prologue. And now we are in chapter 1. Is that correct?
We're in chapter 2 now.
Was it chapter? It was chapter. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We read chapter 1.
Okay, so chapter 2.
We went through all the photographs of the crystals.
Awesome. You guys can see those right now. Amazing. Wow. It just shows you how important it is to speak these positive, loving words to people. Instead of, and music, vibrations, the discovery. We're all vibrations. And so that's the big discovery as well. rediscovery. It's all internal information, all internal knowledge, wisdom that we all contain from the beginning of our journeys. We have to be reminded of that. And we can change our realities by changing our thoughts, our feelings, emotions that we choose to resonate with. That's how brokenhearted is a separation of the two in terms of water, crystals. Heavy metal music, very, and see, it's not just heavy metal. We don't want to alienate into stereotype heavy metal music, although it has its understandings of what it brings. But it's the words, the vulgar lyrics, the anger, the hate within the music that then causes the water crystal to deform and to take on that type of a shape and that type of an existence. All the seasons: spring, autumn, summer, winter. Okay. Dragonflies almost resembled the dragonfly itself. Harmful, another thing I'll touch on it as she's scrolling. Harmful effects of electromagnetic waves. So the understanding of the electromagnetic waves and how they have a harmful effect on our cells, just like it causes the water to no longer form a beautiful crystal. However, when you are watching or listening, or both, watching and listening to something through a TV that is positive and full of love, good nature, good images, the emotions that it causes, it now then changes those crystals to something of a more organized, beautiful structure. So it's not just that you're watching TV and it's harming you. It's what are you watching on TV, and that's a beautiful thing. Same thing with what we eat, because all of our cultures are all different all over the world, and we all have different access to different nutrients and minerals and vitamins, fruits, vegetables, sometimes meat, very often meat. And so if you are from the beginning to the end putting love into what you are now going to be putting into yourself, so you're in the most loving way, ending the life of the animal, and then in the most loving way preparing the animal or the food that you're going to be putting into you, and then you are serving it with love, and then you are eating it mindfully, consuming it, taking it into you, combining yourself with it with love, intention behind it, prayers before, prayers after. That has an effect on the crystallization, the form that you take in and what you change into yourself. Look at that. As I was saying, prayers, the Buddhist prayer upon the water, and that is the formation of the crystallization after the prayer. Beautiful. Water shown the name of an Amaterasu goddess. Crystal showing crop circle. That was another prayer. Japanese shrine showing almost like a door. Showing a photograph of a dolphin. I've seen a dolphin in my life down in Florida, and it was jumping out of the water, and then it was riding the surface of the water, and we made eye contact, and it was a magical experience. I highly recommend that you go see dolphins that are in their natural environment. Ones that are, if you can, that would be the most ideal. Ones that are free to come and go, or just free in that area, and then they play with the boats that pass through. It was really something special. I'll never forget that. I actually played the flutes for them too. Okay, so now we are into the portal into a different world.
Second chapter, guys.
Chapter 2. Now, I'd like to ask you to put down this book, pour a glass of water, and place it on the table before you. Or, if that's not possible, imagine that you have done it. I'll give you a second. Imagining this or being able to do it.
Look at me. I have a bottle of water in here.
Awesome. Imagine. What do you see in the glass? You can see the room that you're in, the scenery from the window, and the overall feeling around you, all recorded by the water. Water is something so common that we seldom pause to think about it. Although we drink it, wash with it, and cook with it every day of our lives, few people spend much time seriously thinking about water. But there is probably nothing more mysterious. One of the most mysterious things about water is the simple fact that ice floats in it. When other substances move from the liquid to the solid state, the density of the molecules and atoms that form the solid increases, and the substance becomes relatively heavier. However, water particles align in a very regulated way, with many large spaces between them. When ice returns to water, the particles become hundreds of thousands of times more active. As the particles become more active, the spaces fill in, making the liquid form of water denser and heavier than the solid form. Water is at its heaviest at 4 degrees Celsius, or 39 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the temperature at which the water particles fill the empty spaces of the molecular structure. As the water temperature increases, the particles become even more active, which then lowers the density. For this reason, no matter how cold the temperature is above a lake or other such body of water, the temperature at the bottom remains stable at 4 degrees Celsius. The result is that the living creatures of the lake are able to survive long winters under the ice. If water behaved like other substances and ice sank to the bottom, then what would happen? For one thing, we would probably not be here. Every time the temperature dropped, the bottom of the lakes and oceans would become solid ice, and all living creatures would die. Due to the fact that ice floats even when the surface of water becomes covered in ice, the environment below the ice allows life to go on. Water also has the unique ability to dissolve other substances and carry them away. Think about how much water can be dissolved into water. Think about how much matter can be dissolved into water, and how difficult it is to return water to its original pure state. At semiconductor plants and chemical factories, special water purifiers are used to secure water that is extremely pure, but as soon as this water is placed in a container made of plastic or most other substances, impurities begin to dissolve. Maintaining water in a completely pure state is extremely difficult. It will not surprise you to learn that even tap water and water from streams that look perfectly clear contains many impurities and minerals. This ability of water to dissolve other substances creates a type of soup of life that supplies the oceans with the necessary nutrients that enable life. This soup becomes the birthplace of all living creatures on Earth. Indeed, water is the force that creates and gives life. Without water, particles wouldn't mix together or circulate. Water created chaos on the earth, and it also gave birth to order, resulting in a planet overflowing with life. It is an ancient belief that where there is water, there is life. In Japan, a place where water rose up from the ground was considered to be sacred and to have high energy levels, making it the ideal spot for erecting a shrine. Other spots were also designated as sacred because of the path of energy they emitted, and such spots were almost inevitably found to be above underground water. Water is the mother of life, while also being the energy for life. This is possible because of the unique characteristics of water. My investigation into the mysteries of water makes me think that water is something not of this earth. Why do you think that there is so much water on the earth? Most explanations say that when the earth was formed some 4.6 billion years ago, water turned to steam, evaporated, and formed rain that fell on the earth, resulting in the creation of the oceans. But it all started with the birth of the sun. Lumps of gas came together and started rotating, forming a red ball. The remaining dust and gases came together and formed the Earth and the other planets in the solar system. At this time, the Earth was still a ball of burning magma that contained hydrogen. As the magma cooled, the hydrogen evaporated into the newly formed atmosphere. But not all scholars agree with this theory, and some offer radically different alternatives. One such scholar is Louis Frank of the University of Iowa, who has proposed that water arrived on this planet in the form of lumps of ice from outer space. Professor Frank began his investigation when he became puzzled by the fact that satellite photographs showed black spots. He reached the conclusion that these black spots were small comets that were falling to Earth. These mini comets are actually balls of water and ice weighing 100 tons or more and falling into the Earth's atmosphere at a rate of about 20 per minute or 10 million per year. The theory is that these balls of ice bombarded the Earth 40 billion years ago, creating the seas and oceans, and this same phenomenon continues today. Wow. As the Earth's gravity pulls these ice comets into the atmosphere, the heat of the sun evaporates them and turns them into gas. As they fall 55 kilometers from outer space, the gas particles mix with the air in the atmosphere and are blown about, falling to the earth as rain or snow. A few years ago, an announcement by NASA and the University Excuse me. Can you scroll? I can't scroll.
Wait, you can't scroll?
Yeah, for some reason it won't let me. A few years ago, an announcement by NASA and the University of Hawaii that Dr. Frank's theory does have credibility was widely publicized by the media. But there are still many scientists who refuse to accept this new way of looking at the world. If this new approach were to gain widespread credibility, it would require many of the books in the world's libraries to be rewritten. It would have an impact on almost all of the scientific theories related to life on this planet, such as the origin of man and Darwin's theory of evolution. It is universally accepted that there can be no life without water. And if we accept that water, the source of all life, was sent from outer space, then logic leads us to the conclusion that all life, including that of human beings, is alien to this planet. That's beautiful. Reminds me, if I may digress, may I interject?
You want me to do it?
May I? It reminds us, if we look at how human beings are created in the first place, it is of the sperm entering into the egg. And if we look at Earth as the mother, as the egg, and then the comets of water being the sperm of life, and then entering into the Earth realm to then birth humanity. It's very interesting. Makes a lot more sense, to be honest. All right, I'm going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go along with this theory of water being extraterrestrial, then perhaps we can better understand the many unusual characteristics of water. Why does ice float? Why is water able to dissolve so much? Why is a towel able to soak up water, seemingly in defiance of the laws of gravity? From the standpoint that water is not of this world, these and other mysteries surrounding water may seem a little less difficult to understand. Water from outer space, it might seem a little too far-fetched. But doesn't it also tickle your imagination? After water has completed its long journey through the cosmos, it begins its next phase of travels on our planet. The lumps of ice on Earth The lumps of ice arrive on Earth, and then they become clouds and eventually fall to the earth as rain or snow. The water then washes the mountains, seeps into the ground, becoming rich in minerals, and then rises to the surface again. From rivers to oceans, the sun evaporates water and returns it to the atmosphere to once again form clouds. This water and the minerals that it carries through this cycle are what make life possible. The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere melts into the oceans and enables photosynthesis, creating a perfectly balanced ecological system. Photosynthesis is the process that plants use to convert solar sun ray energy into food for the sustenance of themselves, mixing it with water and the minerals from the earth.
Okay.
The ocean is where the first speck of life emerged some 3.8 billion years ago. The speck evolved into algae, capable of photosynthesis, resulting in the first supply of oxygen. This oxygen, interacting with ultraviolet rays from the sun, encased the earth in a protective veil called the ozone layer. Then, some 420 million years ago, life took its first step out of the ocean, out of the water, and freed itself from the depths of the ocean with the help of oxygen and the ozone layer. The birth of our humanoid parents is believed to have taken place only 20 million years ago in Africa. Mama Africa. If we consider the Earth's 4.6 billion year history as constituting 1 year of the human being was born at 8 o'clock in the evening on the final day, all made possible by the formation of oxygen and the ozone layer. And the force that created life and allowed life to evolve was, of course, water. Water was able to do this because it has the unique ability to dissolve the required nutrients for life and carry them from the mountains and rivers into the oceans.
So when do you want me to?
You can read from here.
Okay. All right. So next, we ask ourselves, if this grand drama of life is just an accident, when we think of the plot that began at a time so distant in the past, as to tax our imaginations. The birth of life on this planet, leading to the creation of a perfect system that enabled evolution. We cannot help but feel that a grand intention was somehow involved. Kazuo Murakami, professor, emeritus of Tsukuba University, received global attention for interpreting the oxide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oxide DNA code renin. Yeah. His take on this question is that the more you understand DNA, the more you're forced to admit that some hand played a role in the recording of so much minute and elaborate information in such small spaces. The term he uses to describe this existence is something great. The grand drama of water and life cannot be explained if we exclude the existence of something great. Even now, the storyboard continues to unfold in accordance with the scenario written by the grand intentions of the cosmos. What information did ancient water bring with it when it left outer space and fell to Earth? We can assume that it carried the program needed for the development of life. And now I hope you're beginning to get a clearer image of what life is all about. Water that falls from the sky takes scores of sometimes hundreds of years to seep into the ground and become groundwater. Joan S. Davis of the Zurich Technical University has conducted research into river water for some 30 years into Switzerland. And she refers to it with the expression wise water. By contrast, she refers to water that has recently fallen as juvenile water. In the process of falling into the earth, seeping into the ground, and then emerging, water contains information from various minerals and becomes wise. All right. After 30 years as a professor, Joan has retired from the university and now conducts her own research. At a symposium in Switzerland, I had the honor of giving a presentation alongside her. The focus of her research is water processing. The current system of supplying water through long pipes results in water that is not extremely healthy for the body. When water is exposed to high pressure and flows straight through pipes, the water clusters break down, letting minerals escape. And so Joan has focused her attention on finding simple ways to supply healthy water to large numbers of people, including the poor. One of her suggestions is to use crystals. When small ice crystals are introduced into water, the minerals in the water are retained, resulting in water that grows healthier crops. She has also conducted research into improving the quality of water using magnets and designing water taps to give circular movement to the water. She wants to know how natural movement can be introduced into the way water is supplied. Joanne has the following to say about her research. I have heard from many people with interest in your research into ice crystals. I think that this research will give people some information, some important suggestions. Some suggestion is to give more respect to water. Another is to become aware that water responds to even delicate energy. I also want to let scientists and officials know that there is almost no protection currently being provided for water. I feel that my research can be used in the fields of health and medical care. There is not much interest in the importance of the physical characteristics of water. For example, it is said that mineral water is good for you, but there are few people who know that the minerals of mineral water can cause hardening of the arteries. Also, mineral water that is carbonated has a high acidity, making it unhealthy for the body. In any case, we need to avoid water that comes in a bottle and replace it with naturally flowing water. Water wants to be free. Let me highlight this. Look at the screen. Okay, the water wants to be free. Right? Joanne also relayed the following. The important thing is that we recover our desire to treat water with respect. In our modern culture, we have lost our attitude of respect for water. In ancient Greece, people paid true respect to water, and many Greek myths are based on the protection of water. But then science appeared and rejected these myths because they were not scientific. Water lost its mystic and became just another substance that technology could clean up as necessary. We sometimes say purified water is not pure. Water processed in treatment plants is not the water that forms beautiful crystals. What water requires is not purification, but respect. Respect. Alright? One more and then your turn. Alright? These wise words are the result of many years spent observing water. It was extremely encouraging to have such an accomplished scientist express interest in my research into crystals out of respect for water. And finally, Joanne gave me the following advice. If you're able to establish the physical foundations for your theories concerning ice crystals, you will be able to take and an announcement to the world as very convincing research here. Since Switzerland is highly recognized throughout the world for its research into water. This was indeed encouraging for me at a time when I was planning to establish a center in Switzerland to promote my research into water. Water records information. And then while circulating throughout the earth, distributes information. This water sent from the universe is full of the information of life. And one way to decipher this information is through the observation of ice crystals. When I see the many beautiful crystals formed from water, I get the feeling that I'm looking at the materialization of life before my eyes. The crystals that are formed when water shone positive words are simply beautiful. The response of water to love and gratitude is nothing less than grandeur. Is it grandeur, right? Grandeur?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These grandeur. Okay. These positive words give spirit to water, which materializes it to reveal life at its fullest. All right. I also have the impression that the fact of looking at water crystals is an act of creating life. This is because when we look at the crystals, the water changes its appearance movement by movement. Your gaze has a special energy of its own. And while a gaze of good intentions will give courage, an evil gaze will actually take it away. A family that subscribed to our magazine conducted an interesting experiment. They put ice in 2 glass jars and every day for a month said thank you to one jar and you fu to the other. And then they tracked how the rice changed over the period. Even the children, when they got home from school, could speak these words to the jars of rice. After a month, the rice that was told thank you started to ferment. With a mellow smell like that of malt, right? Malt. Okay. While the rice that was exposed to Yufu rotted and turned black. I wrote about this experiment in the book that I published, and as a result, hundreds of families throughout Japan conducted the same experiment for themselves. Everyone reported the same results. One family tried a variation of the experiment, like the others. They said thank you to the first bottle of rice and yufu to the second bottle. And then they prepared a third bottle of rice that they simply ignored. You want to take it over?
Sure.
Okay.
What do you think happened? The rice that was ignored actually rotted before the rice that was exposed to Yufu. When others tried the same experiment, the results were again the same. It seems that being ridiculed is actually not as damaging as being ignored. To give your positive or negative attention to something is a way of giving energy. The most damaging form of behavior is withholding your attention. I think that this experiment has the potential to teach us a very important lesson. We must take care to give our children our attention and to talk with them. Speaking words of kindness and love should begin from the time of conception. Treating your houseplants gently, looking on them kindly, and speaking words of praise will help to make them healthy and alive. This also applies to pets and even insects. Through this book, I hope that many more people will gain respect for water and look at water in a kinder way. The result will be that water will produce more beautiful crystals, and in this way we will begin participating in the creation of a small but beautiful world. I have no doubt that God greatly enjoys his or her work and wants to give us the same ability that he or she has, the ability of creation. Then he or she will look down upon us with gentle eyes as we use our free agency to choose how we will use this ability. The memory of life arrived on this earth carried by the soul of water. From this memory, life awoke, the human being emerged, and finally you and I were born. And now, once again, we will look at water and breathe life into it. Your consciousness, awareness, and goodwill, and your smile from a feeling of love all give new life to water and result in the creation of a new and glorious universe. Chapter 3. Are we stopping here or are we going to keep going?
Keep going up to chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Consciousness creates all. Since becoming entranced by the wondrous power of water, I have been blessed with the opportunity to see and conduct experiments on many types of water from around the world. Each sample of water from a different part of the world has its own unique and beautiful characteristics. I have also seen with my own eyes how the water of the world is becoming polluted. The World Trade Organization has stated that the 20th century started with wars for oil, but that in the 21st century we will see wars for water. I mentioned that there is no tap water in Japan that is capable of forming complete and whole crystals due to the use of chlorine. Chlorine, introduced at the beginning of the 20th century in London, has been used in Japan for more than 50 years now. In contrast to tap water, the water from springs, the upper reaches of rivers, and other such natural sources creates beautiful crystals. However, most of the water that is now emerging from the ground fell from the clouds more than 50 years ago, about the time that industrialization began in Japan. Pollution of rainwater has reached a global scale. I tried to take photographs of crystals formed using tap water from a city in Japan which had been polluted with dioxin, but I couldn't get the water to produce even a shadow of a crystal. Industrial waste circulates, polluting water as it goes and spreading toxins throughout the world. But there is hope. The people of the city with the dioxin-polluted water have become very interested in protecting their water, and now each year it is becoming easier and easier to form crystals. Pollution originated within our own consciousness. We started to think that we wanted a bountiful and convenient lifestyle at any cost, and this selfishness led to the pollution of the environment that now affects every corner of the globe. We have seen through the crystal photographs that water is the mirror of our soul. What do our souls look like? And how should they look? These are questions that can also be answered by water. In what direction are we headed? What is our role in protecting this planet? Such questions can only be considered when we recognize the greatness of the human being. Perhaps it is time that we stop seeing the human being as the evil agent. I think we underestimate the innate abilities that we each have. We have enormous power. Scientists estimate that there are between 108 and 111 elements. I suspect that the number is 108 for reasons which I'll explain. Thus far, 90 elements have been verified in the human body. Of all the creatures alive, only the human body contains so many elements. But I suspect that there are still elements left to be discovered within us, or that we will obtain the remaining elements as we evolve, moving closer to becoming complete human beings. The more evolved creatures contain a greater array of elements. Compared with human beings, plants contain far fewer elements, and what is the result of having fewer elements? We can deduce that fewer elements means a smaller capacity for emotions. Other animals can feel pain, but it's most likely that only humans and other animals close in evolution to human are capable of the higher emotions of sadness and passion. If we consider that the human body is a universe within itself, it is only natural to conclude that we carry within us all the elements. According to Buddhism, the human being is born with 108 earthly desires, such as confusion, attachment, jealousy, and vanity, which torture us throughout our lives. I think it is logical to conclude that these 108 earthly desires have counterparts in the 108 elements. In fact, the first vibration detection device that I introduced to Japan went a long way toward proving this. The device was capable of measuring the unique vibrations emitted around us and then transcribing them into water. I was able to measure the vibrations coming from many different people, and I realized that the negative vibrations that we emit correspond to the vibrations emitted by the various elements. For example, the vibrations created by irritation are equivalent to those of mercury, by anger to those of lead, and by sadness and sorrow to those of aluminum. In the same way, uncertainty is related to cadmium, despair to steel, and stress to zinc. In recent years, it has been pointed out that the use of aluminum pans and cooking utensils may be a contributing factor in Alzheimer's disease. If this is true, then it is likely that it is because aluminum has the same vibrational frequency as sadness, and so the sadness and sorrow of old age calls out to aluminum, leading to the onset of Alzheimer's. John Davis, the water scientist in the previous chapter, related the following interesting episode. Oh, this is fascinating.
Wow.
A physicist conducted an experiment in which he studied how the positions of the stars affected water. Using water containing various minerals, he tested how easily paper soaked up the water when the stars were in certain positions. What he found was that when Saturn has a large influence on Earth, lead responded by being soaked up by the paper, while other elements such as copper, silver, and steel showed little or no response. We can deduce from this that there is a close connection between Saturn and lead. Metals resonate the emotions and moods of people, and so the next logical deduction is that Saturn is closely related to the emotion of anger. Perhaps the relationship between the constellations and personality talked about by astrologers and others may have something to do with the relationship with metals. This is a very meaningful theory for me. especially since I have my own ideas about the relationship between the 108 earthly desires and the elements. The number of planets in the solar system is 9, a number that is, when multiplied by 12, gives us 108. Using the periodic table, we may someday be able to identify which planets correlate to which elements. Even as I wrote the draft for this book, I saw a television program that said all the elements on Earth were created by the high heat of a star exploding in the distant outer space. Just one more interesting piece of the puzzle. Throughout our lives, we will be subject to the 108 earthly desires, but how should we deal with these negative emotions that seem so impossible to avoid? Knowing how to deal with these negative feelings is the same knowledge that we need to get along well in this life. So, what should we do if we find our minds full of anger, sadness, envy, or other negative thoughts? We first need to understand that it is not possible or necessary to rid ourselves of our emotions. There isn't anyone who is completely free of negative thoughts, free from negative thoughts. We all carry within us a memory of our ancestors from the distant past, beginning with the awakening of the first human being. And we are all destined to inherit a portion of their negativity. However, it is indeed painful to be unable to free ourselves from constant negative thoughts and feelings that eat away at our soul. If only for a moment, how can we go about freeing ourselves from all of the negativity?
Okay, I can take it from here. Okay. Based on the principles of vibration, the answer is very clear. All we need to do is emit the emotion that is opposite to the negative emotion. By combining two opposite waves, the negative emotion disappears. A few years back, a university in Japan developed a method for erasing sound with sound. They would create one noise that would serve to erase the unwanted noise. Why did I think about noise? Noise. Okay. And thoughts create a quiet space, for example, around a telephone. By identifying the wavelength of the unwanted noise, the researchers were able to create the exact opposite noise and broadcast it from speakers, completely wiping out the sound in a specific area. This same method has already been used to negate the noise made by automobile engines.
Automobile, yep.
Whatever. These are parallels to the principle for human emotions. For every negative emotion, there is an exactly opposite positive emotion. The following list contains emotions that create opposite frequencies: hate, gratitude; anger, kindness; fear, courage; anxiety, peace of mind; pressure, presence of mind. The fact that two opposite emotions issue the same wave is significant for two reasons. First, like Jack Owl and Hyde, we all have two faces. You probably are aware that people with short tempers tend to be quick to cry, and that is not uncommon for someone who everyone sees as being a good person to suddenly commit a crime. We frequently hear about a man who is kind and gentle to his girlfriend, but who becomes threatening and violent as soon as she talks about leaving him. While there is no one who hasn't an evil bone in their body, there is also no one who is totally evil to the core. The fact that someone harbors opposing emotions simply makes them human. If you have been made sick by the emotion of hate, then you need to look for healing in the emotion of appreciation. But even if you know this, it still may be difficult to fill your heart with gratitude if it is already filled with hate for others. At such times, it might be helpful to rely on the services of a healer. Perhaps it is possible that the miracle water of Luce in France, which is said to have healing powers, is filled with the feeling of appreciation of the Mother Mary. Mother? This is a pineapple accent. Okay, Mother. Mother Mary. As a result, people who have been made ill by the vibrations of hate can be miraculously healed by drinking this holy water. This is the same principle involved in homeopathy. Yay! Homeopathy. Why? When a poison is diluted in water to a point where it can no longer be physically detected, thus the previously toxic solution then becomes therapeutic. When the substance itself is gone, and all that is left is the information from the vibration, both poison and medicine become the same. Logically thinking, medicine is not good for the body. It may alleviate symptoms and get rid of the pain, but medicine can also become a powerful poison. Medicine that gets rid of pain happens to have the opposite vibrational frequency of the targeted pain. By mixing various substances together in a lab, you'll be able to find the frequency that you're looking for. When you inject the substance into a mouse and get the desired effect, you can then try giving the substance to humans. When the medicine enters the body and stops the pain, the vibrations from the combined substances stop, and the various substances return to their original states, in which they emit their original vibrations. However, if this vibrations happen to damage their other cell structures, then harmful side effects will result. Okay, after this paragraph, you take over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Medicine is useful in the treatment of illness, but we don't really understand why medicine works. When we look at medicine from the standpoint of vibration, you get a totally different picture. For example, during an operation, the damaged vibrational frequency is treated with a much more powerful frequency. Let's say that you fall from a building and hit the ground. At the moment of impact, your body's frequency increases many hundreds of times, creating an obviously critical situation. Dramatically and sudden changes in the body's frequency result in great pain and damage. In such cases, treatment must involve equal or stronger frequencies to be effective. Often having to do with the scalpel. Okay. Sharp instruments by nature have a high frequency, and it's the surgeon's job to use such instruments to cut into the body and return the patient's frequency to normal. All right, you go ahead.
Sure. In my opinion, a doctor who treats the human body must first be a philosopher. In the past, the doctor was the community shaman or priest, exhorting people to follow the laws of nature, live their lives correctly, and make use of the healing powers found in nature. If doctors were to treat not only the sick parts of the body, but also the human consciousness, then I think we would see a great reduction in the need for doctors in hospitals. People with ailments would go to their nearby philosopher for help in understanding the mistakes they have made, and then go home determined to live a better life. It may well be that the physicians of the future will be more like counselors than the doctors we have today. I have talked with many people about their health problems, and I have come to see that ailments are largely a result of negative emotions. If you can erase the cause of such emotions, you have an innate capacity to recover from illness. The importance of being positive cannot be underestimated. Positive thinking will strengthen your immune system and help to set you moving towards recovery. A fact that the medical community is starting to wake up to. For instance, there is a doctor who treats his cancer patients with mountain climbing. Giving people a reason to live boosts their spirits and their immune systems. There is also an increase in interest in holistic medicine, not only treating the symptoms of the illness, but overseeing the patient's lifestyle and physiological well-being. In fact, doctors have recently formed an organization called the Japan Holistic Medical Society to promote this type of medicine in Japan. The days of believing only that which can be seen by the naked eye have passed, and we are now starting to open our eyes to the importance of the soul. It's a move in the right direction, and I think it will become the way the majority thinks within this century. The human body is essentially water, and consciousness is the soul. Methods that help water to flow smoothly are superior to all other medical methods available to us. It's all about keeping the soul in an unpolluted state. Can you imagine what it would be like to have water capable of forming beautiful crystals flowing through your entire body? It can happen if you let it. Among all medicines, there are none with healing powers of love. Since I came to this realization, I have continued to tell people that immunity is love. What could be more effective at overcoming negative powers and returning vitality to the body? However, I have recently felt the need to change my terminology. I now know that it is not love alone that forms immunity, but love and gratitude. I became convinced of this from the following experiment. I heated water in a microwave oven and then attempted to see the impact of the magnetic field on crystals. I used two types of water, distilled water and water from the tap, shown the words love and gratitude. The crystals formed from the distilled water were deformed and incomplete, but the water shown the words love and gratitude formed complete crystals. In other words, love and gratitude were able to make the water immune to the damaging effects of the magnetic field. I have mentioned that water shown the words love and gratitude for crystals. Of course, the word love alone has the ability to create wonderful crystals, but love and gratitude combine to give the crystals a unique depth and refinement, a diamond-like brilliance. I also discovered that the love and gratitude crystals actually look more like the gratitude crystals and the love crystals
Then
than the love crystals. My apologies. I'll say that again. I also discovered that the love and gratitude crystals actually look more like the gratitude crystals than the love crystals. What this indicates is that the gratitude vibration is more powerful and has a greater influence. Love tends to be more active energy, the act of giving oneself unconditionally. By contrast, gratitude is a more passive energy, a feeling that results from having been giving something. Knowing that you have been given the gift of life and reaching out to receive it joyously with both hands. A relationship between love and gratitude may be similar to the relationship between sun and shade. If love is the sun, gratitude is the moon. If love is man, gratitude is woman. So then what does it mean to say that the passive energy of the shade or gratitude is stronger than love? When I was thinking about this question, I stumbled upon an interesting concept, which became an important clue to answering the question concerning how we can and should live our lives. What is the relationship between love and gratitude? For an answer to this question, we can use water as a model. A water molecule consists of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, represented by H2O. If love and gratitude, like oxygen and hydrogen, were linked together in a ratio of 1 to 2, gratitude would be twice as large as love. I suggest that having twice the amount of gratitude as love is the balance we should strive for. At a seminar, after I had mentioned this in my presentation, 2 young women came up to me and said, "We were very impressed. Weren't you saying that people have 1 mouth for speaking and 2 ears for listening?" That's right. That's absolutely right. I exclaimed, and I knew that I had become a little wiser. When we observe the natural world, we can see that the passive energy has greater strength. The fish of the sea produce enormous numbers of eggs, but not all of them hatch. Only a small portion reach the stage where they hatch, while the remaining eggs are offered as food to other creatures. Have human beings lived in a ratio of 2 parts gratitude and 1 part love? I suspect that the exact opposite is true. Of course, the grandeur of love cannot be denied, and most people do have a general understanding of the power of love. However, we have been raised in a culture where all focus is placed on the energy of love, while the other side of the formula receives little attention. The focus of the human race has been drawn away from that which cannot be seen and towards the obvious physical world. And in order to make as much of this physical world of our own as possible, we have cut down forests and fought back deserts in an effort to ensure the supreme domination of our culture.
Wait 1 second.
Almost done.
This is it. Let me finish it.
Okay.
Let me finish. Okay. Such advancements by human society may indeed be the result of love. For our families and our countries, but as long as we continue to live our lives based on this strategy, there will be no end to conflict. The history of the 20th century was the history of fighting and warfare. Perhaps we are finally beginning to see that the direction that we're moving in leads nowhere. We have sacrificed too much in order to secure the riches of life. Forests have been destroyed and clean water lost. And we have cut up, and so the earth is soft. What the world needs now is gratitude. We must begin by learning what it means to have enough. We need to feel gratitude for having been born on a planet so rich in nature, and gratitude for the water that makes our life possible. Do we really know how wonderful it is to be able to breathe a big breath of clean air? If you open your eyes, you will see that the world is full of so much that deserves your gratitude. When you have become the embodiment of gratitude, think about how pure the water that fills your body will be. When this happens, you yourself will be a beautiful, shining crystal of life. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so today we finished chapter 2 and chapter 3. Next time, we're gonna have some really interesting photographs to show you guys. See, this is chapter 4. There are gonna be more photographs of the water crystals. Let me show you. This is the words, see?
Oof. Wow. That is beautiful.
We're going to give you a preview of next time what we're going to read about. Okay. This is sun. And this crystal. Natural. Hi, Bill 11. Okay. So, mountain Fuji. This is the water from Mountain Fuji. And Rocky Mountains in North America. Look at it. This is the water from there. And the Victoria Falls. And an enormous waterfall in Zimbabwe. And as if to represent the plunger water, the crystals formed of broad columns. Victoria Falls. This is the water from this Victoria Falls. So good, right? Look at this. Stonehenge.
Wow.
High energy crystals. Look at it. So beautiful, right? Coral reef.
Coral reef. Wow. That must have been coral reef, but it's okay.
Coral reef. Okay. African savanna. Ooh, wow. The rainforest, Southeast Asia. This is the water from there.
Wow. I can't wait to visit there.
This is Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Peru.
Is it just me, or does everyone else enjoy saying Machu Picchu so much? It just feels good to say it, isn't it?
I like it. Machu
Picchu.
Picchu. Machu Picchu.
Peru.
Peru, 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 Peru. Yeah, Machu Picchu. Sounds so good, right?
South Asia. Oh, that's beautiful.
Aha. Bangladesh. Huh? South Asia. Yeah, right? This Inca Empire.
Beautiful people from over there. I cannot wait to visit. Such love and hospitality and gratitude.
A pool in Yellowstone National Park in the United States. And look at it. What?
Wow.
This is so beautiful. Oh, I got chills looking at
Go
it.
there. Definitely gotta
I got
get there.
chills looking at it. Wow. This is in Japan. How do you
Hiyate
pronounce?
Shrine.
Hitate Shrine.
Hiyate.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one that looked like a door, I think, right? If I'm right. No, I'm not right. Wow.
The
That's
Tibetan Buddhist chant. Wow, music exposed to the music. The chant. Oh, this is the Ariran. The Korean folk song. Ariran, Ariran, Ariran. Remember, you know this song?
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is the Korean folk song. I want to learn this song. I want to learn this actually.
Wow. So good.
So beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cat Jack music of Bali.
I cannot wait to visit Bali. Beautiful people over there too. Nature and the people, the reasons why I travel.
Wow. Wow.
That is really nice.
Oh, Brazilian music.
Brazilian music. That is intensely beautiful, Crystal, right there too. Yeah, the love and the hospitality over there is pretty deep too. Such amazing people.
Argentina. Argentine tango. Wow. Nice.
That is really nice.
Indicating a dancing couple. Let me like look at it.
Yeah.
This is one person and another person. They're dancing. 2 people dancing.
Wow.
This is so cool.
I find it to be more apparent, and it seems to be more difficult for people who are disbelievers in the truth of water's magnificence, and it's just right in front of us. Harder and harder to deny that.
Oh, gospel music. I got green springs tomato.
I don't know if that's gospel.
That's not gospel.
No, that is actually. I can't even lie.
But it is in church.
That's why. You know what? It is gospel, I would say, because that's why we love it so much. It has good energy behind it.
Yeah, really
You get
good
what
in
I'm saying?
energy. Yeah,
She had a lot
really
of love
uplifting.
behind that. You know what I'm saying? She's saying all of these foods that she has made with love for people who she loves. So that's definitely true. So good. Wow, look at that, Crystal. Like, I don't know why I can't scroll. Bummer.
I mean, I can. It's fine. I can. This is polka from Czechoslovakia.
That's good. Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, very nice.
All right. This is from Austria.
Great people from Czechoslovakia as well. Austria. Very nice. Good people. Beautiful.
This is yodeling.
Right? That's the famous one. I'm sure this. You know what's funny? I bet you, I know in my heart that there is some supremely amazing yodeling music rather than the most famous, it seems, one with the yodele hihu.
Yodele
It's gonna make me have to do some deep diving for some beautiful yodeling music from Austria, because I love that. Keep going.
All right. So what's this? Triolin.
Lullaby from Austria. Wow.
Tyrolean.
Tyrolean.
Lullaby.
Tyrolean, yeah. That one's really nice too. Bye-bye, B11. Thanks
Oh,
for stopping by.
Bye, 11. Thanks for stopping by.
Always good to see you, my friend.
All right.
Wow.
This
But
is
due to wow.
Look at it. Look at the water in Paris that they sampled.
Tap water.
This tap water.
Yeah.
This
No longer
London.
beautiful crystals. London.
Tokyo.
Ooh. London. I had a
Rome.
bad experience with water from there. Rome. Wow.
Venice.
No good. But Bern, Switzerland.
Fine.
Wow.
Bern is fine.
I loved Switzerland. That was one of my most loved trips I've ever been on. Not just for the nature, but the people too. It was
Washington
really good.
D.C. is really good.
Surprisingly.
Look at
hold on.
it.
Let me see. Go. You know why though? I would imagine it's because of the power and influence from those people in the positions closer towards the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have better tap water, because they know the importance of it, right?
Mm-hmm. And the water in New York is fine too. See?
Cedar tanks in Manhattan. So that must be just that one area in New York, the Manhattan cedar tanks that are housing it. But I would wonder if it's the entire New York. I mean, I know how they used to say that the water is what made the pizza so good, right? In New York, called it dirty water or something like that. Maybe it does have some crystallization abilities.
Right? This is in Vancouver. Nice.
Vancouver looks good.
It's okay.
Looks
It's
like it has
okay.
little deformities
It's
going
not
on.
a little bit,
Right.
right?
It's not perfect, but it's all right.
Yes. Look at the Sydney.
Sydney looks terrible
What?
though. Wow. No crystallization.
Bangkok. Wow.
Bangkok.
And Hong Kong. Oh my gosh.
That's the only thing I was worried about with certain areas I want to visit is the water quality. Well, which is why I'm
Yeah.
going to just bring the machine that we have there and then use it and then share it with people there and hopefully enlighten and inspire people to get their own machine while they're there so they can have access to this beautiful water.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we can get a microscope to do the pictures that he did on his water, recreate the experiment for people in real time.
Yeah, let me send a link and to all those people or people in the chat. I just put the link there. If you wanna do a water consultation with us, we provide really good quality water for people. So if you're interested and talk with us, and make an appointment with us. Yeah.
Yes, we would love to help you gain access to restructured living water like what we're seeing here in this book, instead of just that tap water that does not have the crystallization, that has the added chlorine, the added other chemicals, and isn't microclustered to allow it to easily pass the blood-brain barrier and enter in your cells. We would love to get you in connection with that so you can start to have that radical change in your life, from the thoughts to the emotions to the actions.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is water in Macau.
Macau. Yeah, that doesn't look too good either.
This is water in Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Nice.
Way better.
Way better. Wow,
Way
look
better.
at this. What is this? What is this? This
Manaus.
Manaus. What is Manaus? Where?
It's located on the banks of the bountiful Amazon River in Brazil. Really nice.
Beautiful,
Gorgeous.
glorious, natural water. Wow. Wow!
Sajo Hiroshima.
This is so beautiful. Oh my God.
Saijo Hiroshima.
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 This is a wow. River
Detailed
water.
crystal looks like a beautiful ornament made of silver. Wow.
Silver, okay.
Some of the
Spring
best
water.
tasting water and sake in Japan comes from Saijo.
Wow. Look at this. This is beautiful too. Wow, why?
Sambu Ichi
Wow.
Uisi spring water from the Kitakama-gun, Yamanashi.
Yamanashi Prefecture.
Wow, that looks really good. The crystal seems to shine like the sun. Melted snow runs off the Yatsugatte peaks and seeps into the ground to emerge as spring water. This is an expression of the true beauty of nature.
Spring water from Shuzenji Lake.
Beautiful.
Oh my god, look at this. Spring water from this lake treated with chlorine. Look at this.
Broken crystal. It's trying to be beautiful, but
It's trying so hard.
It's causing damage.
Wow.
And the chlorine is in our showers. It soaks into our skin more as steam than even water, as drinking or being run on our body. It's very interesting. Because the hot water produces the steam, which then produces chlorine in a steam form, in a gas form that we breathe in. Spring water. Okay, yeah. Wow.
Wow, look at this. This is in Paris.
It looks okay, but it's still deformed.
Yeah.
Looks nice, but deformed a little bit. Fontana di Trevi.
Is it in Italy? Looks like a moon.
It looks. Well, what it's saying is that it looks like the gold coins that people throw in the fountain. It's interesting. It's taken on the form of the gold coins being tossed in.
Wait, what is this?
Tasmanian spring water.
Looks beautiful though.
Yeah, it does look really beautiful. New Zealand looks
really beautiful.
Absolutely stunning for groundwater. Wow. I feel like New Zealand, it doesn't have a lot of pollution around it because it's a small island. It's not around a bunch of other polluting cities and stuff like that, right? It's in the ocean. It's on all sides. Very nice. That is really beautiful. South Pole. Wow. Really nice as well.
Canada.
It's not polluted. Yeah. Wow. The glacier in Canada. It's like a portal.
Portal.
Wow.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin
is fine, right?
Well, it looks beautiful, but it just depends on. That's the lake right there, right? But it just depends on where you are in Wisconsin. If you're around polluting plants, power plants, and runoffs and all that stuff, and if you're using tap water, because it doesn't like being put through those pipes, because those pipes have lead and other things. So when you see that places have beautiful water in the lakes, in the rivers, that doesn't mean that because you live in that area that you're getting access to that beautiful water. A lot of times they're adding in chlorine, they're adding in fluoride, they're adding in these other chemicals, and then the pipes themselves are damaging the water. So you end up receiving non-living, dead, and damaged water. That's why you have to just change our perception of value. Because, I mean, if you think about it, we all care so much about ourselves that we say, well, I want a really nice car. I want a really nice house. I want a really nice clothes to put on my body. And I want really nice items to put on my body, jewels and adornments, right, that look like these snowflakes that are frozen. And so then we should think about how important it is to put really nice, high-quality water in our bodies. We should be prioritizing that. We should have a house that's nice and then have a water system that is nice, right? That gives us access to that good water, and then eat good and drink good water, eat good food, right? And then think about the other things that we're having as accessories to our life. It's just prioritization. We should prioritize good, living, clean, microclustered, alive water. Right?
Yeah, if you're interested in getting your ionized alkaline water machine, you can click on the link that I just posted on the chat, in the chat, bottom of the chat, and type in the link, and you can make an appointment with us to talk about the water.
That's right. You see, because like all things, right, we think, well, I want a car. I want a really nice car to drive me safely from point A to point B. And so we think, well, a car tends to be, that's nice, what we would view as a lot of money. And so for that purchase, then we go, well, we'll finance it, right? We'll pay over time. And so when we think about the water machine, what I've found myself doing before I purchased mine, and others as well, is that we think, well, this is too expensive. And so we automatically limit ourselves. But we don't use that same thought process when we're trying to find a car that we want that's nice to get us from point A to point B safely and comfortably. And so we have to change our thinking into, I want a reputable, high quality, ionizing, restructuring living water machine for myself, right? That I can also share with my loved ones, right? And through that, I can even earn by sharing the machine with people back the cost of the machine. Not to mention, the machine not only produces good living water, it produces 2.5, which is highly acidic water to be used for cleaning purposes. It also produces 11.5, which is highly alkaline water, which is also an oil emulsifier that removes the oils and the pesticides on our fruits and vegetables. So when you now are cooking, you're cleaning them in a more effective way. Typically, when you clean with tap water, it's just soaking in the chlorine that's been added in the other chemicals, as well as it's not washing off the pesticides because they're oil-based, and so oil and water does not mix. Then all of the other ways and uses the machine has, it pays for itself. If instead you're buying bottled water, you're spending over the course of a year a lot of money. That adds up to be what the cost would be of the machine.
Yep.
The machine is warranted for 5 years, and it has a lifespan of well over 25 to 30 years when properly taken care of. And the company has been in business for 50 years. Actually, it is the 50th year anniversary. And it's all produced in-house. There is no outsourcing. So the equipment is all put together in one location. And it takes quite, I want to say 6 months to produce one machine. 6 months to produce one machine. So you really are getting a high quality machine that also has tax write-off benefits. So that way you can reduce the cost that way, depending on what country you're from and the tax laws that you have to look into. So that's not to mention the 6.0 water, which is beauty water, the same pH as rain. Uses face washes, hair washes, as well as baby food quality level water. 7.0 is considered neutral. You also use that when taking medicines, as it does not intensify the effect. In addition, the 8.5, 9.0, and 9.5 is used for food for drinking, 9.5, as well as for food preparation and detoxification, soups and teas. And then again, that 11.0 water, which is used for cleaning, food preparation, oil emulsifier, a degreaser. And I personally have had instances where I was not feeling well, stomach was upset, was having diarrhea from the food that I had ate. I think it was some type of a pizza or something. And what happened was I drank under the advice of the doctors who are users of the machine and their tips and advices on what to do, I drank I want to say 16 ounces of 11.0, and then I drank after that 4 times the amount of 9.5. And I was going on the third or fourth day of that condition of my stomach. And I was worried, thinking, damn, I might have to go to the hospital because of the dehydration. And when I did that, the 11.0 and then the 9.5 after, I'm talking within 45 minutes, gone. No longer having the stomach pains, no longer having the diarrhea. And when my brother-in love, I call him, but brother-in-law, when he was also having stomach issues, I advised him to do the same thing. He did the same thing reluctantly, but I literally begged him. I said, please, just do it. He said, I don't want to. It didn't taste good. I said, just do it. Just try it. I did it. I'm telling you, it's going to work. He did it, and then he left to go back on the road. And on his way back to New York, he called me in 30 minutes and said, thank you so much. I'm no longer feeling that pain. It's gone. I am just so grateful for you. So, and I've done the same thing for even Pineapple Baby when she wasn't feeling well. I had begged her to drink the water. She finally did it, and
My
then
stomach was bloated.
Bloated. You were toilet and
having stomach pain.
And then what happened right after you drank the water?
And then I peed it out. And then the symptoms are gone.
Gone.
No. I was not bloated anymore.
So, from testimonials, it's just astounding. Truly a beautiful put together machine that produces a lot of self healing environments for our body. And so it just comes down to clearing your mind. This is not a rush thing. This doesn't need to be, oh, you're pressured or rushed to do this or any of that. This comes down to you connecting with us so we can answer questions. If we don't have the answer, we will direct you to where someone else has the answer or where you can find the answer. And this is about you looking at the mathematics behind the purchase, the mathematics behind the savings, the mathematics behind, does it make sense? Will it pay off for itself? This is not including the opportunity of word of mouth advertising in terms of sales, because you don't have to, but as a purchaser of the machine, you now have the opportunity to also share this with other friends and family members. And if and when they purchase their machine, you then earn, and it goes up. So the amounts that you earn have the potential of increasing, and it pays for itself in that sense. I've shared it with my aunt who is recovering from cancer therapy, chemotherapy. She told me in her own words, after I shared this water with her, she had finished her chemo, and then I had shared the water with her. So when she came, she left, she called me, and she thanked me for providing the water. Oh, thank you so much, nephew. She said, it's hard to explain. When I had the water, it felt as if, she said, when I was doing the chemotherapy, it felt as if the water was being pulled out of my cells, and I was dehydrated, and I couldn't rehydrate myself no matter how much bottled water, tap water, filtered water I drank. I did not feel hydrated. She said, but when I drank your water, it felt as if the water was being pulled into my cells, the opposite feeling that I had from the chemotherapy. She says, I hope that you can understand and believe me, because it just seems so strange to say this. And I told her, I do believe you. I truly do. Because I felt the same thing when I first drank the water. I didn't go through chemo, but I had gone through researching about water so much. I've seen a documentary by a Dr. Mona Harrison, and we can put that in the chat. And she was explaining how most of the water in the world is dead water. And let's see, the documentary was called Water Everywhere and Not a Drop to Drink. And she was explaining that ionized water is restructured living water and is some of the best water that you can get. She said, but because of the price of the machine, it ends up being a less used form. And that was many years ago. She has sadly passed away. And that was many, many years ago when she had put this documentary together. The prices have gone down considerably. It is a titanium platinum coated plates that the water runs through while it is being hit with the electricity, electrolyzing it, restructuring
This is a titanium
and
plates.
microclustering the water. And those microclusters is what Dr. Mona Harrison is talking about in that documentary. This documentary, it's very difficult to find, just like most things that are life-changing and kind of disrupting for the current established industries that are connected to political institutions and political groups. It's difficult to find certain information, and this documentary is difficult to find. You can watch pieces of it on YouTube, and it's not in the best quality, I would say, because originally it was on tape. And but you can use your patience and watch the documentary, and it is truly eye-opening. It is what had started my journey to figure out a way to get the ionizer. And it wasn't until I bumped into a friend who had just got hers that I tried hers, and I knew at that moment that this was the one to get. Previously, I didn't know which one to get. I was worried because of the quality assurance side of things, the reputation side of things, whereas this one is a certified medical grade water ionizer. So this has the certifications in Japan, which is one of the most difficult countries to gain that medical certification.
Yeah, I had the link that's put in here in the chat. If you can't have access to it, you can DM me. You can send me a private message. We can get you connected.
Yes, I mean, at the very least, reach out to us so we can answer questions, send you links, send you webinars, and you can continue on your own journey of self-discovery, self-healing, self-love, so you can put yourself first, because we have to put ourselves first for what we deserve, which is good, clean, purified, living water. And from that, we can add it into the foods, because when you make rice, you have to combine it with water. When you make soups, when you make smoothies, drinks, mostly anything that you make, you are either washing it or you are cooking it, combining it with water. And so it makes absolute sense to get this water ionizer, use it in your life. We drink water constantly. And they also do have a water machine for the showers. So ideally what we would want to do is to have a water machine for our showers, because we absorb more water that way than drinking. And then also the steam from that affects us, because that's what Dr. Mona Harrison was speaking on, that the steam that contains the chlorine mixes in with the digesting food, and it creates a paste that causes us to eventually have issues with stomach cancers and stomach issues because of that chlorine. That's a gas form. So it is absolutely imperative that we take in control our lives. These established institutions these water EPA protection agencies and these different government agencies, they are doing the bare minimum to provide us with what they consider clean from bacteria and pesticides. But they do not do what we need to do, which is to restructure that water, remove the chlorine, and to make it become living water again. We have to take that into our own hands for now. And when we do that, now we are providing the body the opportunity to cleanse, purify, and heal itself. The mind is the first point of that. We have to let go of these thoughts of, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, it's too much. Or I'm just going to get bottled water. We know that the plastics absorb into the water. We know that they are adding things into the water. We have to take control. And from that, we will see the abundance that is out here in life continue to attract itself to us. So the money that we spend on the water machine will multiply for more when we share this with others, because the sharing is a act of gratitude, right? The people have put together this machine, and now we have obtained the machine, and that's love. And now 2 times the amount is gratitude. We share it, and multiple people experience it. So we not just share it by word of mouth, but provide the water for your loved ones and friends. They will experience the water, and they will make the decision for themselves. If all of you here on this live were near us, I would provide the water for you to be able to decide on your own. The beautiful thing about the group that we're a part of, the wakewaterco, is that there are people within the group that provide the water for people.
This is our group.
They provide the water for people who are near them. So if you are all over the world, different places in China, different places in Japan, different places in America, all throughout states, we have people who have the machine who will share the water for a few weeks. So you could experience the water by yourself, and then you can make the determination on whether or not you're going to add this into your life. And from that, it's just a beautiful opportunity to restructure our life, prioritization, and then from that we will see the beautification of our life itself.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was a good one. I got memories. I'm in these photos. Oh goodness.
Let me see.
You can find a hue wave in the middle photo. I think I'm to the left.
Yeah, you're in here.
Yes, I'm in the left. No, is it center left?
Do you see our hue waves here?
I have the afro. Oh, to the right. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, our hue waves here.
I'm all the way to the right.
Yeah, I joined it later. I joined it later.
This one too in the middle.
And I'm not in the photos yet. Wait, where are you in this photo? Oh, you're here.
In the right, yeah.
I hear waves here.
I was so happy to be a part of these. Oh my goodness, such beautiful moments.
Are you in other photos?
No, those are the 2 that I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Ahue wave. Ahue wave, guys. Ahue waves it's in the pictures that I pointed.
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
beautiful
if you're
people.
interested, join our group and let us know. All right? Send me a private message.
Mm-hmm. You are definitely welcome. Definitely welcome to be a part of a beautiful group that is sharing our water, sharing our experiences. And man, I really am grateful for you all being here with us tonight. I really, truly am. It's an amazing experience to be able to read and to share positive love, good vibrations, gratitude with you all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honored. It's a beautiful waterfall I see in some of the audience members' pictures. So I wonder if there are any questions in the chat. Any questions
Any questions in the chat?
in the group?
Or
that I can
anyone wants
answer?
to talk about your health and water and your concerns about the water that you drink, you can come up the stage, or anything that your insights from learning about the water from the book so far.
Absolutely.
You can talk about anything.
And there's no
with
worries
us.
on your level of English, your level of, in terms of fluency. We're patient, understanding, grateful for you to share your own vibration, your voice, and how much you know, and hopefully to help you build up more confidence and to build more fearlessness to be able to speak.
See, sometimes when you're tired and your lack of energy, you feel sleepy all the time, and usually it's because your body is dehydrated. You need water, and the water that you drink is so deformed and your body can't even absorb it. You see, do you know, look at the screen, do you know we can't absorb most water that we drink? It's because the water is unstructured, is decluttered. It's cluttered because the water is cluttered. Yeah, and because the crystal form is not formed like a hexagon. Yeah, right. So that's why our body cannot absorb it. So if you drink the water that we produce the water from this water machine, your body can absorb most of the water. So your all those hunger and mood swings and fatigue will just be gone. Yeah, right. And I'll show you this photo, right? Also, if you are tired all the time, you're stressed, right? Anxiety, if you have brain fog or allergies, if you can't sleep well, if you having anxiety at night, if you have insomnia at night, if you are hydrated, and those problems will get improved a lot from drinking this water.
That's right. Acidosis, oxidation, and dehydration. Those are huge effects of that. And the water that is living, restructured water, it does have a huge impact on dehydration, on purifying and reducing acidosis, and of alleviating oxidation, because it has an added hydrogen. It has hydrogen bubbles in the water, which have been studied to have a positive impact on our overall health. We have a ORP meter, which tomorrow we will show.
ORP meter, let me show you this.
Tomorrow and what's today? Tomorrow.
The structured and unstructured water.
Tomorrow we'll show ORP readings of the water that we produce: tap water, bottled water, soda drinks.
ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential.
So we'll show that live, the effects of the water and the oxidation meter, ORP meter, oxidation reduction potential. In addition, we'll show the pH testing, as well as the chlorine kit testing of the water, tap water, and the purified water, to help show you that this is real. These are ways of measuring, so that way we can verify. Because again, it's just verification. What we're saying are things that we have verified. We're providing it for you all to verify, and then to make the choices that are for your best interest. I mean, that is my life purpose. As I was younger, and I always would wonder, what is going to be my life purpose? in terms of, in a society sense, right? In a global sense, what do I want to provide? And I want to provide the inspiration for others to choose to do the things that are for the betterment of themselves. And so if that is purified water, then I am feeling very grateful for my existence having a positive impact on someone.
Mm-hmm.
If that is for better sounds in their environment for them, their own healing, like tuning forks, also crystal sound bowls tuned to certain frequencies, 432 hertz, whether that is instruments such as flutes, etc., then I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for my existence. Same thing for changing your environment with a device that cancels out the harmful frequencies. And this has been actually mentioned in the book that we have. They have the device that cancels out the harmful magnetic and radio frequencies, in which you now have essentially a purified environment that you're in. It's like the same as the water. You have a purified water, now it's better for the body. You have an environment with a lot of radio frequencies from Wi-Fi, televisions, and from internet signals being sent around from outside. And when you have a device that cancels that, it purifies your environment, allowing your body to be more at ease, to be more restful. So these things, also Rasha technology, right? That is something that I've experienced, and it was mind-opening. Really was a beautiful experience, and I want to remind people of trying to experience these things.
Rasha technology.
And they actually, for the Rasha technology, the beautiful thing about it is they, as a organization, provide twice a month, free of cost, so no charge, no cost. They share a 20-minute session of the Rasha experience, and you would hook up your laptop. Ideally use a Brave browser. Do not use a Chrome, because it is known for Chrome browser to block some of the frequencies that they are sending through. So use a Brave browser, which is free for you to download, and then put in wired headphones while listening to the frequency. And that has the greatest impact for the healing of our traumas that are stored up in our body. They are stored in the water of our body. And some of the most effective, this is my own personal experience, most effective ways of cleansing and healing the traumas that we are holding onto and storing is crying. So what I would recommend is to cry at least once a day. Look at crying as the washing of our soul, right? So when we shedding the tears, it's the rain, right? It's the rain, it's crying, it's flowing the water. Let the water flow. We're told, especially as males in most societies, but also not to take away from the reality that also women are also told or ridiculed for crying. We're told not to cry, and that we shouldn't be crying, and don't cry, and this is not appropriate place to cry, etc. And so what happens is we're storing up all of these tears that need to flow. So we should be crying once a day. As a baby, we're crying every day. When the baby is born, it's crying. And every day when the baby is hungry, it's crying. And then that's multiple times a day. And then as the days go on, as you get older, you are being told not to cry. Don't cry. Stop crying. What happens is we now do that. We're being told to stop. It is crushing our spirit. And so we're holding in the tears, and that causes massive blockages in our heart, in our spirit. And that builds up, and they either explode in violent ways, and it's sometimes violent outwardly, but often violent inwardly. We're damaging our own self. So I'm here to remind you, allow yourself to cry every day. Come home from work after the day is done and rejoice and celebrate in being home after you cry. Cry, let out the tears of the stress and the worry and the fears and the sorrow and the sadness and the anxiety and the stress. Let that out. Cry. Give a good cry for all the pain and sadness that's there. For 5 minutes or so. Just a few minutes, 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. After you're done crying, put on some beautiful sounds of nature, music that uplifts, no words, and then rejoice for 3 to 5 minutes that you were alive, we're here. That is what we should be doing every day, laughing and crying. Because after that rejoicing of laughter and crying, everything that is hard and difficult becomes way less. So.
Wow. If anybody wants to come up and talk, just raise your hand. All right. And also you can tap in the chat if you have any questions or anything that you want to talk with us. All right. Or if you're interested in improving your English, you can contact us and book an English class lesson with us. One-on-one private lesson. All right, you already followed me and you follow so many times.
No, I think that's actually when I'm following audience members, it does that.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm just following, sending likes, sending love.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think we can probably wind down. I don't really think there's much questions tonight.
I think
but again, we're very grateful for you all being here with us. And we'll be doing this, every evening, essentially, except for Sundays?
Yeah.
Unless...
We're going to read every evening. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to read for you. No, we do this in the morning too. We rotate.
So mornings and evenings, so we can catch, no matter your time zone, if you're on the other side of the world, it's evening that's better for you. We'll be doing it in the morning, so you can catch it in the evenings. And if it's evenings for you on this side of the world, then you can catch it in the evenings as well. That and playing some really, really resonating good music. It's a little too late now for me to play. So I can't do that now. But tomorrow I will be sharing some of the flutes, the wooden American Indian, Bonsai Indian flutes. So that will be really good vibrations for relaxation and for just positive vibes, you know. We'll be doing that.
And we do meditation, guided meditation for you guys. If during the night and you can't sleep, you can come to our stream and enjoy our sound healing meditation.
We would love to see you there. Welcome, Donnie.
And we read books and we do sound healing sessions, sound healing meditations, and we we do the water testing, live water testing for you guys.
That's right.
To if you're in anywhere in the world, you can give me a zip code, and I can figure out what's in the water that you drink.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they share the chemicals that are in the water, or that they add to the water, I should say. And you are able to decide whether or not you are, I want to say, prepared, ready to take things into your own hands. This isn't to make anyone feel guilty about not doing so, because there's always just a time and a place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I learned about it many years before I took action on it, and it just took the time and the place. I was ready. I had enough of waiting, and I wanted to take action. So, you know, don't feel bad about that. Just know, it's up to you. It's on us. You know, you have people who are rooting for you and want to help you, but ultimately it's on you, and you can do it when you're ready.
Yes. And also me, I am Pineapple Baby, and I am a musician and singer and a dancer. And if you're interested in learning music or singing or music theory, harmony ear training, and also dance, I mainly dance Afrobeat from Africa. And if you're interested in taking lessons with me, you can contact me. You can send me a private message. Yeah, and if you're interested in learning English with both of us, me and Ahu Wave, you can contact us to schedule a private English lesson too. All right.
That's right. And there's a beautiful thing about taking English lessons where you have two people that you're speaking with, because it creates a level of natural, organic conversations, friendships that you are building that really do improve and speed up the level of learning the language. It makes it a enjoyable, fun experience. And we have implemented different methods of us doing things together, like playing games, video games, and like doing things that connect us and allow you to be exposed to more that create these joyful memories and laughter that totally change the experience. So we would love for you all to experience that and to be able to see that difference. Genuine friendships, so important. Most people, they end up looking at things as like, this is just business, only business, etc. And that is a separation that I always had an issue with. So I get to be the change that I wanted to see. And I wanted to see genuine friendships being built and made out of love and gratitude, having an impact on the experiences that end up still having an exchange of monetary value considered to be business. There can still be an exchange of love and money and a friendship being built. The language lessons are typically not going to be forever, right? They're going to be until you have a mastery of the language to be able to be considered fluent enough to pursue whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. And so we are going to be able to maintain and build a friendship that lasts after the learning, the paying for the learning the exchange of monetary value for time and effort once that is over. You actually are going to have and maintain and gain true friends. True friends that we can still connect and hopefully in the future physically be able to meet and share more loving memories. And that is the main thing that I had focused on for so long in my life. And I'm very happy for that to be something that is now in existence here for you all.
All right. Any questions, guys? We do this every day. And you're welcome to join our community weekly calls. Now, I'll put the link. Where's the link? I'll put the link there for you to join. We have weekly Zoom calls. Yeah, if you're interested in joining our water community, you're welcome to contact me. Or me or Ahiwave. We're both on the stage.
Yes, we're very much so looking forward to building memories with you all. So often people look at life as the destination. When I become fluent in these languages, then I will create these amazing experiences. When in reality, you are able to create, we are able to create these amazing experiences as we gain fluency. And that is the change that we are implementing as children. When we were learning from our parents, our loved ones, we weren't thinking about when we become more fluent, then we will have beautiful memories with our aunts, uncles, parents, sisters, cousins, brothers. No, we were thinking about how grateful we were to be loved and to be sharing these beautiful moments and creating these beautiful moments. And that is exactly what we are doing here. Our communities and friendships that we build and our relationships that we build and maintain and create through language learning are true, genuine relationships that we are present in. And for that, I am grateful.
Love and gratitude. It's the highest vibration. All right, this is our water community. If you're interested in joining our water community, you're welcome to contact us. Me, Pineapple Baby, and Ahiwave. Look at the picture, and I put the arrows there. This is Ahiwave. Ahiwave is in the pictures.
Pineapple Baby is there in spirit.
Yeah. I'm in the water. All right. Hello. 1, 2.
Okay.
Hi, Lillian. Lillian is here. If you're interested in joining our water community, contact me and Ahiwave. We will be happy to get you connected. Our water community, the company is all over the world, and the headquarters is in Okinawa, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
right. It's time for us to wind down for today. And tomorrow we're going to come back, read more books for you guys. Really interesting water messages for you guys.
The hidden messages in water.
The hidden messages in water. Where is it? Here. The hidden messages in water. Tomorrow we're going to keep reading this book. The hidden messages in water. And now we are in chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Tomorrow we're going to read chapter 4 and chapter 4 and 5. And yeah, and we're going to finish this book tomorrow. It's going to be a really interesting read. Really interesting. All right.
Fascinating.
Tomorrow, you come back from from 7 to 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to read some book for you. And later, we're going to do some really interesting water science experiment. All right? All right, guys. You want to say some outro words to outro.
Oh, the piggies?
Outro.
My name is Mango. I'm now Mango. I'm a mango. You like to eat mangoes? You're right. It's not mango. It's mango. My name's Mango. And I'm a really good girl. And let me introduce you to my best friend, Pineapple. Look at it, Pineapple. Pineapple's here. Hi, my name is Pineapple. And I love pineapples. Do you love pineapples? Hi, do you know that if you follow us and you are one of us now, I have my own pineapple planet. Welcome to join my planet. Ow, what's this? I don't want you to come here. Get out of here. Okay, alright. If you want me to introduce. This is whipped cream. Because he has whipped cream on his back. Hello guys, my name's whipped cream. And I am the new family member. Look me, I'm new. And I am new. Hello guys. Hello. And we're all guinea pigs. If you join, you are one of us. You're piggies now. And Pineapple is the Lord. Look at it. He is the Lord. He's the Lord of all pineapple piggies. If you join us, then if you join us, then you will be one of our peasants, pineapple peasants.
No,
you're not peasants.
No.
You're servants, okay?
You are me. You are my pineapple's loyal servants. And be careful, because sometimes when I'm hungry, I'll eat you. I'm the Lord. I can do whatever I want, huh? I can eat you. I can handcuff you.
What? Oh my goodness.
I can do anything I want. And alright. Now is the outro. Is the outro of today's live stream. Alright guys, my name is Pineapple and she is Pineapple Baby. She's higher than she. Pineapple Baby is the Lord of Pineapple. My name is Pineapple, by the way. And I hear wave. Is the other person on the stage. I hear wave. Follow both of us. Pineapple Baby and I hear wave. We're both good people. And follow us. Follow us, right? Follow us. And we have a lot of interesting live streams for you guys. Really, really educational and entertaining. Yeah? If you really want to learn something, yeah? Learn some knowledge, learn something. You come to us. Alright guys, it's time for us to go to sleep. And then tomorrow we'll come back. We'll come back for you guys. And you guys, you need to come back too. Come back. That's it.
Peace and love, everybody.
Bye. Alright, where you gonna go? Gotta go. Bye, Biden. You just came here. Okay. And also, we learn. Wait. I forgot to say this. We also learn a lot of languages. We live stream our learning process on this Hello Talk. Alright, we learn Swahili, Zulu. They are South African languages, and we also learn Spanish, Espanol, and also Hawaiian, and also we're also learning Japanese and Chinese. And we're also learning basic math and music on Duolingo. Do you know Duolingo? They have music and math classes. That's incredible, right? Yeah, you can join us, learn some basic music and math knowledge. Alright, and what else do we study? That's it. That's it for now. Alright. And we'll see you tomorrow. Come back. You need to come back. Alright. Bye guys. We gotta go. Alright. Bye guys.